What's up, you guys? So I've been playing a lot with nose and scar wax lately just to create these really simple, easy looks. So if you guys want to see how I created this wound using a fork and nose and scar wax, then just keep watching. Alrighty, so the materials I used are nose and scar wax, a spatula, this is a double-sided one I got off eBay, some cream paints, and a couple brushes, as well as some Vaseline. I didn't have the actual Vaseline, but I did have the chapstick version, so I just made do with what I had. The next thing I used is just a regular fork and some fake blood. If you guys like the way the fake blood looks, I'll link in the description box down below of how I made it. The first thing I did was just grab the spatula and a little bit of nose and scar wax. Surprisingly, I grabbed the exact amount that I needed. That never happens. I don't really have to add or take away some nose and scar wax. But anyway, so all I'm doing now is flattening that out and applying that to my hand. I feel like flattening it out really helps that blending process. Then I dip my fingers in a little bit of Vaseline and begin blending those edges out. You'll start to see here that it is blending in my hand a little bit more. I know the color is off, but we'll fix that later. But as far as the edges and everything like that, it does look more like my hand. At this point, I was pretty happy with the way it looked, but I still felt like it needed a little bit more blending. So all I did was take the brush, dip it in some Vaseline, and then just started dispersing those edges out because my finger just wasn't really moving the product anymore. So with the brush, it helped really pull those edges and feather them out. Doing this next step does cause a lot of unnatural ridges and more texture to the nose and scar wax that you don't really want. So all I did was go back with that Vaseline, dip my finger in there, and then blend it over top of all those little ridges really quickly to get everything nice and smooth again. Once I felt that everything was blended out to my liking, all I did was take this sponge that I had. This is like an old ass grimy sponge, I'm sorry, but it's the only thing I had. But I go ahead and just dab this over top of the nose and scar wax. This cuts a lot of the shine and adds a more hand-like texture or like a skin-like texture to the nose and scar wax, so it blends in a lot more seamlessly. I forgot to add a clip of it, but all I'm doing here with my finger is dipping it into the red cream paint and then dabbing that over top of the nose and scar wax. Since my hand has a lot of red undertones, this really helps blend it in. I like using my finger instead of a brush because my finger has heat, so it just really melts in those cream colors. Alrighty, so the next part is super simple. All you want to do is grab that fork, or well, all I did was grab the fork, dip it in Vaseline as well, and then just start carving that into the nose and scar wax. It's simple, but you gotta have patience. You want to go very, very slowly so you don't disrupt the rest of the nose and scar wax, and it should work perfectly. That's done, all I'm doing is grabbing my angled brush with a little bit of black, and I'm gonna, oh, my cat, what the hell, get out of here. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Anyways, so once I've done that, all I do is go in with the black and start putting that into those little cuts that the fork left behind. Adding black does add a lot more depth as opposed to just going straight in with red. I do cover up the black, but it just adds a deeper base to the wound if you go in with black first. Now all I'm doing is adding a little bit of red using the same technique as earlier with the angled brush over top of that black. At this point, I'm pretty much done. All I'm doing is grabbing a little bit of that blood on the same angled brush and painting that into the wound. That's it. Now all you gotta do is run your fork through it to make it look creepy. Very simple and easy to do, but yet still looks very scary. So if you guys like this video and want to see more like this, then subscribe to my channel. Bye!